Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So the next several podcasts will most likely be, sister, about my experience in Laguna Beach. We just got back from when I record this podcast about 24 hours ago, and spent an incredible, we're gone 6 nights, 5.5 days or so with travel, or 6 days or so with my husband. He was at Warrior Con, which is the convention for Wake Up Warrior. And if you've been following the podcast for a while, sister, you've heard me talk about Warrior and Garrett J. White. And really, this was the inspiration for this podcast. I heard Garrett's message 2.5 years ago and went, Jesus, this is he's just speaking truth here. And as I started to consume it more and more, and then my husband went to Warrior Week, we started to follow Warrior's Way, and just our lives completely transformed since then. And he kind of drifted in and out. Now my husband's actually involved in something they started at the last Warrior Convention in June of this year, as I record this in 2017, which is called a certified trainer. And so Ed's going through all the requirements now to be a certified trainer with Warrior. And he actually just had his first live event about 3 weeks ago. I'm so fucking proud of him. His group, by the way, is called Men of Iron. And so for those of you that had said, hey, where do I get this message for my man? Yes, Warrior absolutely is the place. But my husband is actually carrying the Warrior message. And you can see more and more groups like Ed's of men who are certified trainers, because Garrett just really realized that he wanted to have this message be bigger than what he can do. And really, there's only so much that one person could do, even with having other trainers, which he has, which runs most of his Warrior Weeks. He really has a much bigger vision as to taking this message with Warrior. And so Ed will be doing that with Men of Iron. So I'll actually put in a link in the show notes. But if you have a man in your life that you would like him to consume this similar message, but for men, which really teaches men how to be men, then go into Facebook and search the group, which is called Men of Iron. And you'll be added to the closed Facebook group and start from there. So on that note, let me start with this lesson. So when we were going down there, I had actually known of a boxing coach that my former coach Satema had trained with. And actually, I know that Garrett did too, a couple of years ago. And I was like, I'm going to be there. Ed's going to be at Warrior Convention most of the day and into the night. And so yes, I was planned and did do some work and some writing and had a few client things and had some space and some time for myself. But I was like I want to train when I'm down there, right? And I could do stuff on the beach, and there's great steps to go to. I was like, you know what? There's this boxing coach. I want to check him out. So contacted him a few weeks ago. His name is E. That's all I know. E, Coach E. And I know that he's a former pro boxer. And I connected with him. He's like, yeah, let's go. So we trained 3 times. E, my coach Rob, here where I live in Victoria, BC, Rob's fucking amazing. Amazing coach. Amazing. E, just different, right? Number one, we trained for about 90 minutes, so that in itself, there was not really a whole lot of breaks. It was no 3 2-minute rounds and different things. It was just go. And because for him, his whole energy is just fast speed. Everything on how he trained to me was in hyper speed. Even when he's you've probably seen pad work, right? So if you don't know anything about fighting, someone's holding up pads and that fighter is hitting the pads, right? And so everything was just fast. And it was on, let's see, I think it was the 3rd day. I was just fucking destroyed. In a happy way, but really fucking hard. So fucking hard. So on the 3rd day, so 3 days in a row, I'm used to training 5-6 days in a row when I was getting ready for my tournament that I had, which if you go back to past episodes, it didn't actually happen because I didn't have an opponent for me last minute. But nonetheless, I was doing training up until I think it's maybe 4 days before, and I found out just 2 days before that it wasn't happening. So I remember in a week training 9 times. So there was six days singles, and then 3 of those were double training days. So I'm used to fucking pushing my body hard. I understand the intensity and the physicality, but again, just really, really different. So on the third day, and I can't even remember where it was in the training, it was towards the end of the session, and these two words came out of my mouth. These two fucking words which do not come out of my mouth. Like, ever. And it was this: I can't. I can't. And again, I don't remember exactly what was going on. I know we were doing mitts at the time. And it was just because of the speed and the intensity of how he would like snap out like what punches and combinations he wants me to throw, along with how fast. So like having my brain switch that speed and then having my body actually catch up to that speed. In addition to, I'm just fucking tired of shit. Like, I'm tired. When you're fatigued, it's just, I hit a wall and then I hit threshold and I kept going, then hit threshold again. And it was just, and I hit this wall and I was like, I can't. And I just kind of like walked away, like just didn't walk away, but like took a few steps away just to breathe for a moment. And he was like, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And so what's most interesting to me, now I didn't quit that session or anything like that. I didn't walk away. I was just like, okay, I took a few breaths, got some water, ketones, and kind of went back to training again, right? Like, just like get my fucking shit together. And when I mean get my shit together, I don't mean physically, like mentally. Like, get my head back in the game here. Like, we're training right now. I can't. Who the hell is that? Who just said that? Does somebody just make those words come out of my mouth like a ventriloquist dummy? Like, what the hell? And it did. It really, really struck me that, number one, those are just not two words that I use. And the second piece of that is how often I hear that from other people. Now, listen, this doesn't make like I'm somehow better than others if they say I can't. I've been at times in my life where I would say like, I can't do this and I shouldn't do this, or, you know, it's not the right time, I'm not enough. Like, there's different versions of I can't, right? And really what that means is that's an excuse for I'm afraid. I'm concerned. I don't think I can fucking do this. I can't do it. I can't. It's like this shield, those two words which just like put up a shield in front and go, nope, I can't make it happen. I can't. And instantly when you go to that space, your brain will shut off. It'll never look for a possibility and you will stop fucking moving. I can't just like stops you in your tracks, right? Now, in that experience with Coach E, it didn't take me long again to get my head back in the game. Just be like, what the hell? Yes, I can. I can and I fucking will. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. But I can't. And I found that so fascinating for me. And it wasn't even like I thought it. I mean, definitely there's times when I was training with them this week, and just any times I've been training really physically hard, you know, I can feel that myself where I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm like, come on, let's go. You can do more. You can do more. You can do more. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I can't. So here's your more tip for today, sister. What part of your life are you saying that you can't right now? Like, is it physically? Maybe it's in your training, how you're training your body right now in the gym. Is it when it comes to your marriage? Listen, there are so many of you that reach out to me and or leave comments and or just blatant comments suggesting the Women Wanting More Experience closed Facebook group that like, I can't anymore in my marriage. Done. Tapping out. That's it. Throwing in the towel. Like, that's it. I can't do this anymore. Right? And I'm going to have you consider that you're in a point where you're stuck, but maybe I can't. It's just I'm afraid. I'm afraid. Are you saying I can't when it comes to your kids? I mean, fuck. The last 24 hours since we came home, it was just like the kids have just been insane. Insane. Like, it has been a shit show. And that has literally been in my mind. I'm like, I can't fucking do this. Like, I suck as a mom. I can't. Has it come up within your business and your work? I can't possibly ask for that promotion. I can't possibly push out that new business idea. I can't possibly ask someone or suggest something or encourage them to buy or come blatantly out and say, you need this. I can't. So where are you saying I can't in your life right now? And the second piece of this is, what is that costing you to say I can't? Like, what are you losing? from this experience and journal both of those. And listen, make sure, sister, there's been close to 300 of the limited edition Women Wanting More journals that I've sent out to 12 to something like 14 countries now is the count around the world. So it doesn't matter where you live. I will send it to you. Yes, it means it might take a little bit longer. Mail doesn't move as fast to go from Canada to a lot of different foreign countries outside of the U.S., but I will send that to you. And this is a way for you. Listen, journaling is fucking life-changing. You can take these podcast episodes and go, yeah, and maybe spin it in your head. It's a totally different experience to actually put it down to paper. And yes, I know you have a shit ton of journals. Most women in the world do. However, this will be the one. Because when I send that to you, you're going to open up the packet with all sorts of other cool swag. I'm going to send you the Women Wanting More swag. And in that is an invitation to join the Women Wanting More Experience Facebook group. It's a free Facebook group. And I put journal prompts in there like 3 times a week. And so there's so many of you. I'm doing a free training within the group as well too this week. This is something actually brand new that I'm doing. And there's so many of you that will say, I want to journal. I don't know how. So here's your how. I'm going to show you how to fucking do that. So to get your journal, go over to drkarenosburn.com/free journal. And if you haven't yet, the new Women Wanting More Live 4.0, which I just had that recent live event 3 weeks ago, you will see the new movie. You're going to see the experiences of Amber, Christina, Rachel, Melissa, and who am I missing? Who am I fucking blanking on right now? Carrie. Goodness gracious. Get my brain back on here from being in California for 5.5, 6 days. So you're going to see the story of those 5 amazing fucking women from start to finish and really what's possible in 2.5 days. Like 2.5 days. The transformation of these women was incredible. So to watch the movie from that, it's a short movie, go over to drkarenosburn.com/The Evolution. And that is the new name of my live events. And you'll also have the chance to apply for the next live event, The Evolution, which is February 2018. And there are currently just 7 spots remaining for that. So I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from you doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosburn.com/newsletter.